All right, so I'm gonna really talk about my experience in the business for the for nearly a year. All right, so when I first got introduced to the business by my mentor, it was really a very tough time. It was like it took me. I had to push back a lot of potential success because I had to go ahead and rearrange my money with my credit cards and having a lot of stuff to pay having a lot of stuff to pay back. But when I first put in the money for it, it was like I lost that money because of trades going like because I left out of trades early and I went and hit stop loss on most of the stuff that I was in. And some trades I just entered in way too late. My the first time my account was down, it went from $72 to like 40 something dollars. When I funded up again, I had I had actually gotten somewhat proficient at it. I understood how a lot of the stuff worked, and then I gotten a lot of real I got a lot of real gains from it. I'm just gonna say that. But it's just like the sacri- the sacrifices I had to make. I had to go into 9 p.m. trainings. I had to constantly look over stuff. I had to look stuff up. I had to study over and over and over and over again to actually understand how the system worked. It's like back then when I started way back in August of last year, like I just didn't know anything. It was just like having people call me at random times during the day. It was just weirded me out. But I had to realize that these people were trying to help me. It took my mind to get used to actually getting me getting to know these people, getting to understand their intentions, their goals, all that. And when I went into Telegram, usually I never really talked in the Telegram. I just kept worrying about my day. I worried about doing the things I really wanted to do. And it's just like I've looking back on it now, I haven't done really enough of actually working on a lot of stuff. Like I haven't been going to constant trainings. I haven't really been trading like that as much as I should have been. I should have learned a skill to actually increase my profits. I just didn't really put in the efficient effort to get the results that I really wanted. I personally I personally feel like things have come a very, very, very long way since I have been since I've joined the business. Essentially, I feel like I have grown into a completely different person. It's not just the financial aspects of it; it's also the mindset. They push you to become a much better person. They push you to exercise. Well, I would. They encourage you to exercise. They encourage you to divulge in personal development. They encourage you to do all these things so you can have a better grasp of who you really want to become, who you really are. And I know I already saw this on Twitter. I know I already saw this on Twitter. I saw somebody that I follow say this. Being broke is only a mindset. It's like a lot of people started spazzing out, they started cursing, they started getting mad because, like, what do you mean being broke is a mindset? Being broke, it sucks. It really does, but you have to look at finances with a growth mindset, a mindset of growth and abundance instead of having a scarcity mindset about, well, it's like you can get wealth from anywhere, honestly. You can make money off of practically anything. Like, you can make money off of flipping houses. You can make money off of learning how to box, donate plasma. It's like a lot of stuff you can do legally. I mean, there are some shady things you can do to gain money, but money is supposed to be gained under truth and justice and fairness. You know, not gonna mention all that crazy stuff here, but it's like over time I realized that a lot of the only person that's holding themselves back from getting the wealth that they truly seek, the 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 riches, the glamour, the lifestyle, the only thing that's holding them back is themselves. A lot of these people have really toxic mentalities when it comes to money. A lot of people have really crazy ideas when it comes to wealth. I feel like wealth should be I feel like wealth should be spread. Oh, no. I feel like wealth should be spread not just financially, but spiritually, mentally, to encourage other people to do well and become much better in general. I feel like, oh, I've been taught how to grow my account in numerous ways. I've been taught how to become a much better person outside of the whole business thing. At first, growing up, I never really had confidence in myself. I always listened to people. I always lived and died by the criticism of others. Did I didn't get the validation from myself instead of just relying on other people to receive that validation. You know, and people always told me, "Yeah, Tyrone, you're a smart dude. You're a really smart guy." But I felt like I never really had to work hard. I never really felt like I had to put the effort in to prove that I was a smart person. As a result, I started lacking. I started falling off. I started fading away into the distance. And a lot of that recognition had disappeared. A lot of that hard work, that effort, those results, they just disappeared. The moment I started slacking was the very moment I just lost all the potential momentum that I was going for. I was losing it. Like, I'm currently on the way to getting back that momentum, to getting back that groove that I once had. But honestly, it's gonna take a lot more effort for me to look in the mirror and actually apply the stuff that has been taught to me through books, through the words and wisdom of other people, and just through general life experience. I believe that I've been holding myself back for a pretty long time. And I was honestly just scared to admit that. I was honestly scared to admit that, yeah, maybe I am holding myself back because I I know the skills. I know how to do things. But in trying to be consistent with a lot of the stuff, I failed to be consistent at it. I failed to actually reach the goals that I want to reach because of my lack of discipline, how I've become just a wild child instead of just actually learning how to perform the skill correctly. And it just made no sense. It really just made no sense at all. Trying to get back to what I used to do, it's not going to be hard if I put in the effort, you know? It took a lot of self-reflection for me to realize that I just got to put in the work. There's nobody's going to really like baby me through this journey. There's nobody, realistically, there's nobody who's going to go out their way to baby a 24-year-old or anybody in their 20s or 30s to get their life situation together. It's up to that person. It's like you can't just live out of order any way you want to. You have to plan stuff out. You have to mold yourself into becoming a much better person. You have to make sure everything is right on the money. You have to plan ahead. You can't just wing it day by day and expect to get the consistent results. Like someone told me in college, like hard work, dedication, sacrifice. If you're not doing all three simultaneously, you're not really going to get the necessary desire or result that you want. That's not what, well, those hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, what are the three words? But I just added that, you know. Not really going out here trying to be the best version of yourself, then why bother? It's like there was times where I had no hope in life, and in the back of my mind, I just see people say like, "Why are you giving up? You didn't go out here and travel the world. You didn't go out here and try to become a better version of yourself. So why are you trying to give up? There's no real reason for you to give up. There's no real reason for you to even try to be like, you know, life is just hopeless. There's always more to it than just staying still, being nihilistic, and having a just very negative overall mindset towards everything. Can't just go out here and see the world as just one gray blob. It's like the world is colorful, the world is beautiful. You have to walk into the world and embrace the colors, embrace how beautiful the world is in order to get what you really want. You have to look at the positives. There's going to be negatives in life. There's always going to be negatives in life. But you can't let someone try to stop you from getting what you really want. I mean, ain't nobody stopped me from trying to get a hold of Virtua Fighter 4. I just got it. Even if I had to wait a month, 2 months, 3 months, I still went out here and got the game or movie or article of clothing that I really wanted. And ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. You're the only one who's stopping yourself. You're the only one who is just hesitant on the decisions that you made. It's like over a period of time in my life, I've had moments where I was just like, either I get this or I don't. And I really hesitated on a lot of stuff, which caused me to not get the things that I really wanted. Even if those things were very selfish and narcissistic desires. It's like, I talk the talk, but when am I going to walk the walk? When am I going to put my thoughts into action? When am I going to manifest that? When am I going to become a much better and efficient person to get the things I want? It's like being in the business changed me because I had to think ahead of everything. I had to think, how do I become a way better person than what I am now? How do I become the best version of myself? Maybe there are some new goals out there in the world that I have yet to achieve, and they're just waiting for me to fall in line. They're just waiting for me to come into practice. Maybe there's some new stuff out there that I've never even tried before, and that new stuff may be interesting IPAs, income producing activities. It's like, if I can constantly get the broke producing activities down to a T and know how to do that efficiently, maybe I should be going out here doing these income producing activities so I can have a better outlook on my life. Maybe I should go out here and change my life for the better. It's like, sometimes I'm actually scared to change my life for the better, because if I did, then I wouldn't be the person that's staring at this camera right now. I'd be in a much better position where I was 5, 10 years ago. I really just think that a lot has changed. A lot has changed for me personally, and it'll continue to change. It was just like, there are two sides that are just going at it. One is the old me is doesn't want to change, and another person is just this new me that's been seeping inside my head for quite a while. It's like, I'm really just susceptible to change. It's like some of these days, it's like, I don't mind making a sacrifice of actually going on Go Lives and actually making money, instead of going on Discord and talking to my friends and stuff like that. And it's like, I had to change what I usually do on a regular basis to achieve a result of becoming a millionaire, becoming a billionaire, even a trillionaire if I wanted to. I just have to put in the time. I just have to put in work to become a much better and efficient person. It's like, that business, me being in that business for a long period of time, as long as I have, there were times where I just really wanted to quit. I really was just like, okay, this is clearly not working out. I really don't want to be doing this every day. I want to just go ahead and just go to sleep, play my game. It's like, okay, I'll just pay off my credit card debt. It'll take a little bit longer, but I'm just gonna pay that shit off and just keep it moving. Just like live life. But I think about the job that I'm working at right now, and it's like, yo, I don't really want to work at this job no more. I want to be financially free, so I don't have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning or be asked to come in on Saturdays. I'm not gonna be enjoying my Saturday. I could be enjoying out the outside world right now. You know, it's just crazy. It's crazy how I don't even think. I didn't even think like that. I didn't even think with having confidence and self assurance in myself and having an unstoppable drive despite what other people may have thought about me, and actually went ahead and put in the effort every single day, never giving up through rain, sleet, snow, or shine. It's just like, that's how so many people got to where they were. They just never gave up. They never gave up what they really wanted. They never gave up their desires for a quick 5 minutes of pleasure, 5 minutes of pain, or whatever. You have to keep going, regardless of the situation. It's like, I can't give up, even though sometimes there are some days, some nights where I just want to. I just want to disappear. I just want to not be seen by anybody ever again. But it just hits different. It's just, no matter what kind of circumstances that you've been through, it's like there's no reason that you should ever really give up. It's like growing up, I've grown up with very little food, no power. I had to live with water turned off. I had to go to work with the water turned off. It's just like, so I know what it's like being poor. I know what it's like not having any money in my pocket. It's like, oh yeah, I was a teenager. I wanted a PS4 and I didn't have the PS4 money until I got my first job. It's like after I graduated school. It's just a lot of effort. I have to constantly do it. I have to constantly never give up in the face of madness, in the face of ruin and disaster. Like, you should never, ever, ever, ever give up. And it's been changing my mind. It's like there were days where people didn't even have any money. There are people who blew dozens of accounts and just never, ever, 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 ever gave up because their mindset has become so strong that they want to be a millionaire, but they're not going to go out here and be crazy and act like a complete lunatic to get to the results that they want to get to. You know? It's like this is believe it or not, this is a period of my life where I'm just down on myself. Where I look like I have no hope. I have no real reason to even be happy. But I still go out here. I still do what I gotta do. Even if it's for a little bit, even if I had to sacrifice some time, I could be playing Tekken 7 right now. I could be playing Thousand Arms or any game really. It's just like I have to sacrifice. I have to give up some of that stuff to actually become a greater version of myself. It's like the pleasures are there. I could go ahead and indulge in those pleasures now, but later in life is going to be a much more painful experience. So I have to work now to get the pleasure that I'll seek later. So I felt like after 3 to 4 weeks of bad trades, I was ready to just quit the business. Like, screw it, I'm done. I don't even want to be in the business no more. I would rather just give up than just keep constantly losing. But it's like I could compare it to a fighting game when you're suffering through a really bad matchup. It's like you want to give up, you want to just not play the game ever again because of that very specific matchup for your character. But all you have to do is just adjust your strategy or play another character to win that matchup. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. Oh, you see everybody else do it. Why not you? Why not learn the matchup, study up, brush up, and become better? You might as well. Cause that bad matchup ain't gonna beat itself, you know? Think well, I kinda ramble on way too long, but I hope you get it. I hope you get it.